Dear Hecht followers, in this video I will show you how to open a faceplate pop-up only once. I have received a solution from Ignat, which I'll link in the video description. So the current issue with the faceplates is if you click multiple times on the faceplate icon, I get multiple pop-ups. So I don't want this behavior, I only want one pop-up. By click, so we go to our faceplate, to the events where the pop-up call is, and we add here a small additional script. So in the script we want to count the pop-ups which are open. So for this I use the PopUpScreenWindows.Count functionality. You see the compiler doesn't like the UI object, so I use the small workaround. And if there is a faceplate pop-up, he should execute this functionality. So we compile it, go to the runtime, and you see there's only one pop-up by click, but it is limited to the complete screen. I don't want this limitation. I want a limitation one pop-up per faceplate instance, but we have seen that the script is working and counted the faceplate pop-ups. I have modified the script that I store the faceplate pop-up name in a global tag, and I check by the click if this pop-up is existing, but I run into the issue that the definition of the global definition is shared between the instance. So we have the same behavior here. We can only open one pop-up per faceplate type. So if I have a second type, it would work. So if we check the debugging, we will see the name of it. It's called Faceplate PopUp Window 39. And if I close it and open the second one and stop the screen, we see it's Faceplate 36. So it's complete random. What is the name? To store multiple pop-ups, I use the map object and modify the script to store the faceplate pop-up name inside of this map. So use the set functionality and hand over the name of the pop-up screen. And additional to this, the faceplate instance name. So because this is a unique name, with this solution I can store one pop-up per instance. In the next step we modify the if statement because we want to check what is inside of the map. A map is something like a register, and check if the instance name we want to get, if the name of the pop-up is equal to the faceplate parent name. I will later show it you in the debugger what he stores here and what we're checking here with this if statement. And if it's true, if it exists, we delete the entry from the map. And we close the pop-up. So something like that, it looks like it's toggling. So if I click on the icon, in the first step he opens the pop-up. If I click again, he should close the pop-up. So I have a toggle functionality also implemented here. And we load it and check the runtime. So if we click on the icon, our faceplate pop-up opens. I have set a breakpoint in the debugger, so we jump to it and we see the first entry in our register is the pop-up name plus the instance name, we call it. So I want to open it again, the first instance, and now we click on the second one to get second. I have forget the breakpoint. I need to jump to the script. Okay, he opens it. It's called PopUp Window 61. And if we want to close it and jump to the For statement you see Faceplate PopUp 61, it's called from engine 2. So this is the information we have stored. But what happened if we have multiple pop-ups from the same instance? How can we solve this? You see, if I click on the settings symbol, I have a second faceplate a second pop-up I want to open. To solve this, I don't want to copy the script twice, so we create a global function in the global definition sector for this faceplate type. After I copy the script to the global definition, we create a function. We call it createPopUp. And this function needs some parameters. The first one is OpenPopUpCall. We use this parameter to call the system function OpenFaceplate and PopUp. It works also if you only hand over the string or the name of the pop-up, but this has the benefit with the complete statement we do not lose the object reference, which is meaning if you rename the pop-up to a new version, he automatically updated here. It's the benefit of not using a string. And it looks correct. Now we add a second parameter for the object name. At the moment the script is working fine, but I will show you what happened in runtime. So we use this second parameter object name to replace the faceplate.parent.name. And in the script call we add a comma and the same statement, faceplate.parent plus the name. So, and we copy the complete line of code and add it to the second object here and call the second faceplate. So now we compile it and download it. In the runtime we see there is a limit of the pop-up, only one pop-up per instance, so it doesn't matter. So if you click on the second one, he closes the first one, so the pop-ups are toggling. If I want that both pop-ups are open, we need to do a last modification in the script, and we need to add to the parent faceplate name, we use a plus and add the item name to the script. We do the same on the second faceplate pop-up call and add here the item.name, so there are two different objects with a different name. And now we see I can open both pop-ups of the faceplate at the same time, but not multiple. So if I click again on the icon, they will close again. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Leave me a comment if the script helps you. See you!